Well, we all got through the New Year's and the Christmas. I hope everybody had some happy holidays. The saying back at work is it's time to kick the doors down again and get busy. So here I am. I took a vacation day today. I wanted to get started on some videos that I've been getting questions about. Some people have been asking me about different processes and stuff that I use making bowls. Is some of my biggest questions that I get. So what I was thinking I would do was I'm just going to start from the beginning. Just do a series of videos on all the way from a log to bowls, using some different types of methods and different types of bowls, and just show you how I do stuff. Every one of them may be different. I'm not saying that my methods are, the only way that I use or the only way that works. I've tried a lot of different methods, and a lot of them work. Some of them not so well, some of them very well. Some of them, cost money, some of them don't cost money. But anyway, we're going to get started. I've got this beautiful walnut log that one of the guys at work gave to me, and I'm going to start out with it. So we will get started, and I'm going to show you this log and everything else, and we're going to cut this thing up and get ready to go. Okay, to start out with, I've got this log. It's about 6-7 feet long. It's a walnut, and I don't know if you can tell or not, but there's already some checking, just a very little bit right here in the end. I'm going to be cutting that off. And what I do when I'm trying to plan this out is you can see where the knots are. Makes very beautiful bowls. So I'm going to try to cut some bowl blanks out of this area here, and maybe try to get one off of this end down here. I've got some checking down there that'll have to be cut off also, but the middle area right in here I'm going to try to keep longer, because what I'm going to try to do with it is I'm going to try to cut some little short boards out of it, because I do a lot of small woodwork, boxes and things like that I always need some flat wood for. But there's my log, and you're always going to need a way to support it, which this is what I come up with to cut my wood with. I've just got a couple 4x4s cut about 20 inches long, and what I do with it is I've cut some dados in these, and they just fit just like this. They just fit like that, and I'll lay my log on it as I cut, and it helps hold it steady. And you don't want any of your wood trying to move around with you. And last of all is my little friend, my chainsaw. Always make sure that you keep your chain sharp. I've actually seen people on YouTube cutting bowl blanks and things with a dull saw, and it makes me cringe. If you're not throwing good shavings, like these piles here, if you're throwing dust or smoke, then you need to sharpen your chain. But anyway, I'm going to get started here. I'm going to get the log laid up on my support, and I'm going to get started doing some cutting. Okay, what I'm looking for to begin with is I've got some checking already here, but it's not bad. I figure it's not but a couple inches deep. So I'm going to cut a disc off of here, maybe back about 3 or 4 inches. And then I'm going to cut a bowl blank out of this knot here, and then I'm going to cut another bowl section out of this. I'll cut a section down at the bottom, and I'll leave that long section in the middle. So what I'm looking for is I want to kind of center this knot up
into a bowl blank, but I want the bowl blank about the same diameter as the tree. So, chainsaw safety, it's a good idea to wear boots, safety glasses, or even a face shield actually. Maybe some chaps. I don't have any of that. I've got my safety glasses on, and I'm just going to stay away from the saw. But anyway, here we go. I'm just going to take the end off first. Okay, I'm past all the checking. My diameter. I'll be back when I get there. Alright. Well, I'm just getting ready to start cutting bowl blanks out of this one here. I've got a big knot right here. Pretty much I don't like making natural edge bowls with a knot, because it just makes things too complicated to try to keep the bark on them. So what I'll do is I'll try to cut this off, and I'll cut right down the pith here. That center part right there, it's got to go. If you notice right here, you can see all the grain cracks come straight from the pith. So if you cut that out, you've pretty much put yourself ahead of the game. So what I'm going to do is I've got this thing oriented the way I really want to, and I'm going to cut right down through here. I'm going to make a cut here, make a cut here, and that'll give me basically 2 bowl blanks, and it'll leave me with quarter sawn pieces here. I still got to cut the pith out of this, but this right here will be very, very stable wood for you know, whatever little projects you may want to use it for. Maybe even some small spindle work or whatever, pin blanks, doesn't really matter. But that's what we're going to do here. We're going to cut it here, we're going to cut it there, and then we're going to get us a couple bowl blanks. Then we're going to start sealing this stuff. Helps if you turn it on, don't it? I'm going to mark the first. one of these cuts, and I'm going to turn it over, and I'll have to actually wedge it up in order to finish the last cut. So, here we go. Okay, there's one good bowl blank. Here's another. Boy, that wood is soaking wet. A couple wedges here. That'll stand up. And I'm just going to come up with it. Okay. There we go. There's the quarter stone pieces I'm talking about. Now you can cut this. There's the quarter sawn pieces I was talking about. You just want to come in here and cut the pith out. From here down to there, cut this piece and then cut this piece. You can see the pith it's not running dead center, but I'll do that on the bandsaw. But that'll give me some nice, stable, that'll give me some really nice, stable spindle blanks or pin blanks or whatever. So now, I'm just going to load everything up in my wheelbarrow. Now all of these here, you want to kind of hang on to that stuff. That's really good. Really good if you got a wood burning heater or whatever in your shop. That makes really good tinder to get started. But we're just going to load these pieces up in here and get ready to seal these in. Got some really nice wood here. And I'll split that. I'll need to seal the ends of it too. Alright, we'll get started with that. Alright, get the roll rocket stove fired up. I got some rich pine in here. Should start burning pretty good, pretty quick. Maybe. Okay, what's going on here is I've got a can of wax. I'm just going to melt it down, and that's what I'm going to use to seal the ends of this wood with. I actually have a video on this whole process, you know, a little more in detail, but all I'm going to do, I'm going to melt this wax down. I'm going to seal the ends of all these cut pieces that I've just cut. Okay, well now I've got my wax melted. It's been a couple minutes. Just going to get it off the little rocket stove over there. I had to remelt my my brush, but the way I'm going to do this, let me get these gloves back off. I'm not planning on using them anymore. The way I'm going to do this, I'm just going to seal up the end grains of all this stuff. I'm just going to put a nice thick coat of wax in there, just like so, on each piece. Seal that up real good. Of course, you can use whatever you want to. This is just what I use because it's cheap, it's readily available, and I don't have to work too hard to get it. So I'm just going to seal all this up good. The wax is really hot. It'll penetrate down the first, couple of thousandths of an inch, and kind of. Now some people will come back and they'll seal up through here too, and that's just fine. I haven't found where I really had to do that, but you can do that if you feel more comfortable doing that. People use paint. Armor Seal is a very good product to use if you've got the money to buy it. But I've found that this works just as good as any of it. This is just the way that I do it. And anyway, I'm just going to continue on and get this stuff done. There's the one still got the pit in it. I'll get it on my bandsaw later and get it sealed up good and get it cut down into quarter sawn pieces, which is now be very careful with this wax. It's very hot. Well, okay. Well, we've got all these blanks sealed. Now, by no means does this actually mean that this wood won't crack. This is just to help keep it stabilized until I can get it roughed out. Okay, so I'm going to try to get that done. I've also have my log back here. If you can see it, it's back behind my truck. I've sealed the ends of it until I can get it split out. I'm going to split it with wedges. But this Alright, well, that's going to be just about the conclusion of the first video in this little series. Next video, we're going to take this big old pretty piece of walnut right here and we're going to start turning it into a bowl. I'm hoping that I can get a natural edge bowl out of it, but I was having a hard time. I was noticing when I was, well, you can see right here I won't be able to get a barked up bowl out of it. For some reason the bark's not holding on this tree for some reason, but anyway, hopefully I can get a good natural edge bowl out of another piece. If not, I'm going to show you how we turn this and rough it out, and what I do to seal it, keep it from cracking until it dries really well and I can final turn. So that's going to be the next video. I hope this one's been informative for you as far as cutting these logs down into blanks and getting them sealed up. They have to be sealed somehow. Some people will just take these blanks like this without the wax and stuff. They'll just put them maybe in a pile of shavings and cover them up real good with shavings. That actually seems to work pretty well. The big pile of wood shavings that came off the chainsaw would be really good for that. They're already wet, and they would regulate the moisture loss on that log. So you may try that. What I found is I like sealing these ends like I did. It always works out good for me. I don't have very many cracks. But now some things I won't seal at all, and I will allow it to crack because I like doing that. The cracks can add character to pieces. So it just depends on what you want to do. So I'll show you one that I've worked on. It's right here, and I had it in shavings, and I didn't do anything to it. And right here's the pith, and there's not one crack coming out of it, not one, anywhere. And all I did, I cut this. It was about a year ago when I cut this, and I just set it under my lathe and piled shavings on top of it. This is another piece of walnut, but this is going to be a vase. And the way I'll do that is actually I'm going to cut the vase this way, just like a bowl, but all the way through the whole blank. It's still liable to crack here in the pith. Well, if it does, I'll inlay. I'll use some type of inlay
for it and make it stand out. I don't really try to hide cracks. I normally try to use them. And if I can stabilize it where it's not going to crack anymore or bust, then that's what I'll do. But I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it informative. Hopefully tomorrow I'll be able to get started on that blank to start getting some bowls roughed out of this stuff. And I will see you then. You have a good day.